Good evening. Welcome to our bond referendum public meeting. I'm Vern Capel, the superintendent of Upsala Area Schools, and we welcome you to this informational meeting to discuss the upcoming bond referendum election on May 11th. With me tonight are our consultants in the project. I will let them introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Preston Early with R.A. Martin. We were selected to do the facilities analysis along with Wendell Architects, and we will be the construction manager for this project.
And I'm Jody Zesba. Good evening. We are the financial advisors that work with the school district, and we've worked with the school district for a while and are working on putting together the tax impact information is probably what the viewers would be most interested in, the portion of it that we work on.
And with us also off camera here are board members Trevor Soltis and Marvin Wensman. They're here just in support and also to answer any questions that you may have after our presentation. So basically our agenda tonight is just going to provide you an overview of the project and what we're proposing in the project, and then also the proposed tax impact. And Jody can elaborate on that a little bit later for us as we get through the presentation. And then if you have questions, please send them in. We'll try to do our best at the end here to answer the questions that you have. So with that, we'll jump into our presentation. Okay, so first of all, this is the ballot question. And just to read through it quickly, this is what you will see on the ballot when the election arrives in May. Shall the school board of Independent School District number 487, Upsala Area Schools, be authorized to issue its general obligation school building bonds in an amount not to exceed $7,275,000 to provide funds for the acquisition and betterment of school sites and facilities, including the construction of secure entrances and security and safety improvements, the construction, remodeling, and equipping of an early childhood classroom, elementary classrooms, career technical education classroom, administrative offices and fitness, classroom facilities, upgrades to accessibility, HVAC, electrical systems and roofing, the construction, remodeling, and equipping of a bus vehicle equipment garage, and the construction and equipping of a grandstand, press box, and concession area. So as Preston mentioned, we did a facility analysis in 2019 to just give us an update on what our current facilities were providing us with, but also some of the deficiencies that we might have and where we might look for some improvements. In this project, what we're proposing are facility improvements, as the ballot question mentioned, to provide some safety and security addition and remodels, which would be a secure main entrance and a remodel of the administrative offices around that, an early childhood and elementary music addition remodel, fitness and storage addition remodel, CTE, which is career technical education area addition and remodel, HVAC upgrades, roof replacement, miscellaneous deferred maintenance upgrades. And then in our other category, we have the bus garage that needs some upgrades. Plus we are proposing a new van equipment storage building to be built, and then grandstand, press box, and concession upgrades out in our athletic fields. Our election day is May 11th. The polls will be open from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. and our combined polling place is the Stearns Bank Building here in Upsala at 105 Main Street. So this next slide just shows you our existing floor plan. And the color coding shows you the years of each of the areas of the building. So the green area that you see down towards the bottom in the middle is our 1955 addition. And if you're familiar with the school prior to the 2003-2004 construction project, off of that green structure, that's where our 1920 building used to be. The blue area, which includes the elementary hex, the shop area, the shop classroom, the cafeteria, and the band room, that was added to 1955 building in 1970. And then everything in red is what was added during the building project in 2003. So the north wing, that includes our new gym, the auditorium, some classrooms, the locker rooms, our current fitness area, and the administrative offices. That was added in 2003. And then you can see on the west end, the high school addition, classrooms, and the media center. added during that project. So the deficiencies and anticipated needs and benefits that came out of our assessment. As far as deficiencies, in the safety security area, our administrative offices are set back away from the main entrance, so we don't have a visual line of sight to our main entrance. And so this poses some problems with individuals that come up to the building during the student day and are having our administrative personnel control who's coming and going from the building. We also are very limited right now in our early childhood and preschool spaces. Our class sizes have been big enough for us to section out 2 sections of kindergarten and first grade in the last few years, which significantly reduces the area we have for our early childhood classes. We've also expanded our preschool classroom offerings over the last few years to incorporate more sections, which has also presented some problems with this space. Location of our elementary music room presents a challenge because our students have to cross through the building and it's not adjacent or within the elementary area. We do have a general shortage overall of our general storage areas. Our existing shop area that was built again in the 1970 edition, we're running out of space there because over the years we've expanded the curriculum to include a lot more equipment to try to be current with a lot of the vocational professions that are out there now. HVAC systems, our indoor air quality is meeting some challenges. We're finding that out throughout this pandemic area with some of the efficiency standards. We also don't have adequate dehumidification or cooling throughout the building. Our roofing are starting to show signs of wear and tear. We're beyond warranty on a lot of the roofs, and some of them are in need of replacement or getting to the point where they need to be cycled out and replaced. Our bus garage flooring has given us humidity issues over the years. Maintaining our bus fleet, again, has been very inefficient, and not having a wash bay there has really accelerated the corrosion and the wear and tear on the buses. We've also had to add a number of vans and other maintenance equipment over the years, and we don't have indoor storage for those vehicles or for that equipment. And so building a storage space where we can maintain them and keep them inside would be cost efficient, but also would lend to the longevity of those vehicles and that equipment. And then our grandstand, press box, the dugout out at the activity field, all of those are not in compliance with current safety standards and code. So benefits that the assessment showed that we would gain from doing these improvements, that office front entrance area would allow for improved supervision and security in our main entrance to the building. The addition and remodel of the current fitness room area will increase the adequate space for early childhood and preschool classes. So moving the preschool into where our current weight room is, remodeling and adding to that space would give us more space for our preschool programming. That would also allow us to relocate the elementary music room and eliminate any transition issues that we have. Relocating the fitness room and moving it to an exterior part of the building on the north end would benefit that use and increase the usage there, and also we'd have some increased storage area around the main gym area. Remodeling and adding to the shop area will allow for expanded CTE curriculum. The upgraded and new HVAC systems will put us in compliance with our indoor air quality and efficiency standards. Cooling and dehumidification to classroom and the gym spaces will reduce maintenance that we have there now because of the changes in humidity inside. Roof replacements, we constantly deal with water infiltration and maintenance with the roofs, and so getting some replacements there will hopefully eliminate that. Upgrades to the bus garage reduces fleet maintenance expenses, and adding to a wash bay again will increase the longevity of the bus fleet that we have, as will adding the new van and equipment garage, reducing expenses, but also increasing the longevity of those vehicles for us. The grandstand replacement brings it into specifications, will allow additional seating, but also will be handicap accessible, which it is not right now. And then replacing the press box, the dugout, the concessions, again, provides a safer facility for the activities that the students and staff and spectators are participating in. Some other improvements that may be included with this would be construction and additional storage space here, additional roofing replacement, classroom remodeling and flooring replacement, and also the playground proposal. We have the playground project that we'd like to be able to work with in this process. So an overview of the project itself, this just shows these in a square footage table, what the additions and remodels would be affecting as far as the building area itself. So the entry and administration, you can see that we'd be adding on about 2,000 square feet onto the main entrance and remodeling about 1,300 square feet in that project. For the early childhood, family education, and music area, we'd be adding about 300 square feet of building and then remodeling about 2,600 square feet. The fitness area would be adding about 1,400 square feet and remodeling 1,200 square feet. Storage, there'd be another 1,650 square feet added on to the north end of the building, and there would be no existing remodeling that would take place with that. And then about 1,800 square feet of addition to the career technical ed area, and then 600 feet of remodeling. And you can see the totals there for the additions and remodels on the building. For deferred maintenance, the HVAC replacement, these are the square footage of the existing building that would be impacted by these projects. So HVAC, the replacement, roughly 33,000 square feet of building. Dehumidification and cooling, about just under 48,000 square feet, and then roof replacement of just under 19,000 square feet. So the floor plans here that are part of the project description, these are just showing the overall or an overview of all these additions and remodels. And what you see in the green on the floor plan here, that would be the area that we'd have building addition taking place. So up here on the north side, you can see there's the proposed fitness addition with a storage area behind it, adding on to the north end by the big gym. Here's the main entrance. And we'll look at this in a little closer detail in just a second, but here's the main entrance and administrative area addition, and then the remodel in the dark green here. The blue part, that's existing building here, that would be part of the remodel plan. So these two rooms, which are currently the weight room, this would become elementary music and the early childhood preschool area with that addition. And then down here, the shop that has the addition with that small area of remodel in the southeast corner of the shop that would be proposed. So taking a closer look, this is the main entrance administrative area. So this would be the main entrance into the school, into the commons. This new addition would provide a reception area where we would channel the traffic into this area before allowing anybody into the main building, so we can contain that traffic flow and make sure that anybody coming into the building during the school day has a reason for being there and we can identify them. This area that's in the darker green would be existing building areas that would be remodeled as part of this plan. This floor plan shows the addition remodel of the early childhood and elementary music area. So what's in blue here is currently what we have for the weight room. The proposal here would be to remodel this space and segregate it, and then add on this green addition here for the early childhood, which would, again, provide more space for our current programming. This is the plan for what in blue here was previously or is currently the elementary music room. Adding on this green area next to it, this is where we would move our weight room fitness area, and then having a storage area combined to that. Our plan with this would be to make this more accessible to the outside so that it would be more community friendly and be more of a community use project rather than just for the school programming. And this is the CTE plan close up. So this would be on the south end of our current building. If you're familiar with the shop area, this is where the overhead door is. So the screen area would be the addition, wrapping around to an area that would be adjacent to the old gym. And then this blue area currently right now is a metal shop area, but we would remodel that to increase the space for, again, CTE curriculum and our expanded CTE curriculum. Elementary classrooms, there would be some deferred maintenance improvements that would take place there. We've got a number there. It would be just a matter of finalizing what we want in here. For sure, we'd like to look at closing off these walls in this area here. Our elementary classrooms share a sink and counter space, which has an opening between the classrooms, which provides the shared sink and counter for both classrooms, but that does also lead to some disruption during the learning time. So closing that off, being more of a sound barrier would be preferable. And also then some flooring improvements and possibly adding some windows for increased ventilation and natural lighting in those classrooms. This floor plan just shows the main level HVAC. So a number of air handlers that we have up on our roof systems. Most of them are functioning at this point pretty well, but we're constantly having to go through and do maintenance on them. And some of these air handlers are getting to the point where they need to be upgraded because they're getting to the end of their service life. So this would be those air handlers that service the main level areas of the facility. And then this floor plan shows all the air handlers that deal with the upper level. And this big one over here for the HEX and the shop areas. And then roofs, we mentioned that we have a roof replacement plan. We have basically two main types of roofs up here, ballasted roofs, and then there's some white adhered roofing. And again, these roofs over time have to be replaced in a certain number of years. We've run to the end of warranties on a number of them. So we're trying to get the majority of them completed with this project is incorporated into the plan. So overall, here's just a general project area breakdown of where the cost would be in a concept sense. You can see accessibility upgrades. This is to make all areas of our facility as accessible as possible. So bringing things up to code with ADA compliance, that's about $120,000. Building code as far as safety upgrades, just a little over $25,000. The HVAC and electrical work for the additions, replacements, and upgrades, that's roughly at $2.1 million. The roof replacement and deferred maintenance there, a little over $400,000. The additions and renovations, that's where the bulk of that total will come from. That's about $3.9 million. And then the site costs at just under $400,000. And then there's cost again for the owners and the financing. That's wrapped in here, and that's where that total budget number comes from. And I should say that all of these, we'll put the presentation slides up on our website on the referendum page, so you can go back and look at these at your leisure. So property tax impact, and again, I'll ask Jody to jump in here anywhere if she needs to. We've got this table that we've sent out to you in the notice that breaks down into the four main types of property and gives you a rough idea of what the estimated impact will be on taxes that are payable in 2022. Because of the timing of the vote, the levy for these for the funding and the project funding wouldn't occur until 2022. So this would be on taxes payable in 2022, and that would see a benefit in the ag area for the ag to school tax credit as that percentage increases over the next couple of years. I believe it's at 55% for 21. It goes to 60 in 2022 and then 70% in 2023. This table shows you just what our existing commitment to debt is. So we still have some of the existing debt on the original building of the facility in 2003. And we're proposing a wraparound project. And the reason for that is that we can continue to pay off this existing debt, have a little bit of overlap with some interest payments on the proposed new debt, and then pick up the new debt after we have paid off the existing debt. which benefits us by keeping the tax rates lower than if we would try to do this in a combined manner by putting it on top of each other. And then this is a graph just showing the estimated tax rate over those years. And as you can see, the blue here is our existing debt. If successful, we would start this in 2022, and you can see that there's an increase here for approximately 6 years, and then we have a significant drop off back to about where current levels are for the remainder of the term. So if successful, and this is just where we're at on a timeline, our referendum date again is May 11th. So with a successful referendum, we would then start our design and construction document preparation over the course of the summer, so between May and September of this year. And then in October of this year, we would start going out for bids and requesting those bids and getting through that process. It is possible that some of our work can start this fall, and we'd be able to start some of that construction early on, but the major part of the construction won't take place until next summer. As soon as we finish the school year, get things going, and hopefully having everything completed, or substantially completed anyway, by August of 2022, and then have the final completion ready for the 22-23 school year. So at this point, I guess I would open it up to Jody, Preston. Anything that you'd like to add before we get into some questions?
Sure. I'll just add that the average interest rate you may have noticed on the tax impact shows a little over 3%. That's got some cushion built in. Rates have been nice and low in the municipal bond market. So we would anticipate, knock on wood, all things remaining equal, that those tax impact estimates are a little on the high end now. So we would hope to be a little bit under that, assuming rates hold at where they are now. So just wanted to make that comment because that frequently we're asked what we think the interest rate is going to be. Do we have some cushion built in? So we wanted to share that information and let you know that we would lock into the interest rate on the day of sale, which would likely be in June sometime.
This is Preston Early. The one thing that I would add, upon a successful referendum, we will be starting the design process and looking to package the scopes of work on the construction end to the benefits of the local contractors. We will contact all of the qualified local contractors and encourage them to be bidding on the project. We do think that local influence is very important to the community and would be important for the success of this project.
Well, I'm hearing that there are no questions being sent in. Jody, Preston, is there anything else that you'd like to add?
I'll also add that on the website, there is a tax calculator that's included with the website information. So you'll see some options for different types of property on the chart that was included in the presentation. But if you're curious about your specific tax impact and you have a residential home, commercial or seasonal rec property, you can put your estimated market value into the calculator and get a more precise tax impact estimate. If you own agricultural property, because of the complexity of those calculations, we strongly encourage you to contact us. About 1/3 of the tax base in Swanville is made up of agricultural properties that qualify for the school building bond agricultural credit. So we just want to make sure that we provide you with the best estimate that we have at this point in time of the impact if you're an agricultural property owner, and we're happy to provide those customized calculations. And we think that just, we prefer for you to have the best information that we have. We just need to get in touch with the county to get some of the components of that calculation, and we'll get back in touch with you.
Preston, anything that you'd like to add?
Only thing that I would add is if you do think of any questions, feel free to channel them through Mr. Capel, and we'll answer your questions as promptly as we can. Hopefully the information tonight is a good roadmap for understanding of the project. And we certainly are excited to see the results come May.
And then in closing, I would encourage you to go to the school webpage. We do have a bond referendum page that is up there. You can find that under the district. On that page, you'll find information about absentee ballots, the time and place of the vote. There's a frequently asked question section there that might have some questions already that you can find some answers to. As Jody mentioned, we put the tax impact calculator up there, and there's a lot of information on the tax impact, so you can research that. We do have our review and comment, which basically just goes through this project with more detail that we sent into the Department of Education. That is there, as well as the positive review that we received from the department. So the department has given us a positive statement on this project and this plan. We also have some in-person meetings coming up tomorrow night at 6 p.m. in our auditorium. We'll be meeting in person. And then Monday night also at 6 p.m. in the auditorium, we'll have an in-person session. If you'd like to participate in that, we're just asking that you call the office so that we can get you on a roster. We have to do that to ensure that we stay under the capacity limits that we're limited to, and then also that we have your information in case that we have to do any contact tracing related to any issues with the pandemic. So call the office for more information. Feel free to call or email me at any time if you have questions or you just want some assistance in getting some information. Be happy to provide that for you. With that, again, thanks for joining us. I appreciate it. And again, I just encourage you to reach out if you have questions or any comments that you'd like to share. Thank you.